guys, for this tutorial you will need a tapestry needle, a 5mm crochet hook, a 5.5mm crochet hook, scissors, measuring tape, and a minimum of 2 balls of 100% weight for acrylic yarn, which today I'll be using the Big Twist Value brand in the color Orange Bird, or whatever that color that says. But yes, it comes with 380 yards of yarn. So you need a minimum of 2 balls of this, but I would say get 3 just to be safe. Now what you'll want to do is measure your waist. I mean, not your waist, your hips, which mine is 32 inches. And then you want to divide your hips measurements by 4. So mine is 32 inches. So if I divide it by 4, I would get 8 inches. Once you've measured your hips and divided your hip measurements by 4, you want to make a chain that is however long as needed. So because my hips were 32 inches and you divide that by 4, you get 8 inches. I'm going to make a chain that is 8 inches long, which I've made this before, so I know my chain is going to be 22 inches, 23 stitches long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've made my 23 chains. Now what you'll want to do is skip this first stitch closest to the needle. And then you'll want to go into the second stitch. Make sure to go all in the top loops with a double crochet. The next stitch with a double crochet. Next one, double crochet. You want to double crochet, make sure only go in the top loops all the way across. You double crochet all the way across your first row, which will look something like this. Now what you'll want to do is chain 1, turn your work. Now you want to double crochet all the way across again. Make sure to go into every stitch. Off camera, I've actually done 5 rows, which it will look like this so far. So you want to continue to chain 1, turn your work, and double crochet all the way across until you've done 30 rows all together. And once you've completed all 30 rows, come back and we'll move on to the next part, which would be the deep V part. Just finished my 30 rows and this should look something like this. Now what you want to do is chain 1, turn your work. So for row 31, you're going to want to, this one we're going to start decreasing so we can have that V shape for our top area. So now what you'll want to do is you'll want to skip this first stitch, go into the second stitch with a double crochet. Then you're going to want to double crochet all the way down until you have 3 stitches left. So we just double crochet, so we skip the first stitch, went into the second stitch, then we double crochet all the way down until we have 3 stitches left. So now what you want to do is you're going to want to decrease. So you're going to wrap around, go through that next stitch, pull through, then go through that next stitch, pull through, then go through that last stitch, pull through. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your needle. So now what you're going to wrap around, pull through 4 of the loops. Now you should have 2, wrap around, pull through 2, and it should look something like this for row 31. Now for row 32, you're going to chain 1, turn your work. You're going to double crochet into every stitch going across until you have 2 double crochet stitches left on that row. Now I double crochet all the way across until we have 2 stitches left. So now I'm going to do is wrap around, go through the hole, wrap, pull through, then put my needle through the hole, wrap, pull through. I should have 4 loops on my needle. Wrap, pull through 3, wrap, pull through 2. Chain 1, turn my work. For row 33, I'm going to skip the first stitch, go into the second stitch with a double crochet. Then I'm going to double crochet all the way across. Finish row 33 and you'll start to see where the V slightly is starting to occur, and it should look something like this. Now what you want to do is chain 1, turn your work. you want to, for row 34, you're going to double crochet all the way across until you have 2 stitches left. You're going to combine those 2 stitches the same exact way you combine the 2 stitches on row 32 to create a decrease, which again I will show you all. So let me just double crochet all the way across until I have 2 stitches left. So I have 2 stitches left. I'm going to do a decrease, so wrap around, pull through, wrap, pull through, 3 loops on my needle, then go through the last stitch, wrap, pull through, 4 loops on my needle, wrap, pull through 3, wrap, pull through 2. And that's how you decrease for all the even rows. Chain 1, turn your work. So far it should look something like this. You'll start to see the decrease. So we did 34 rows so far. So for the next 4 rows, 35, 36, 37, 38, we're just going to continue to double crochet all the way across, just like we did with the first 30 rows with no increase or decrease, making sure we chain 1 and turn our work before we proceed with each row. Just finished the next 4 rows, which was 35, 36, 37, 38, going across with no increase or decrease at all. So now we're going to decrease 1 stitch per row for the next 2 rows, so 39 in row 40. So chain 1, turn your work for 39. You're just going to skip this first stitch, go into the next stitch, double crochet. You're going to want to double crochet all the way across. Double crochet all the way across for row 39, which we decreased 1 stitch in the very beginning. Then we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and then for row 40 you're going to double crochet all the way across until you have 2 stitches left, so we could create a decrease at the very end of row 40. Same way we decreased for row 32 and 34, which again I will show you all. So we have 2 stitches left, wrap around, go through the hole, wrap, pull through, 3 loops on our needle, then go through the hole, pull through, 4 loops on our needle, wrap, pull through 3, wrap, pull through 2. Now you're going to chain 1, turn your work. This is what 40 rows should look like so far. Now you're going to want to continue to double crochet across with no increase or decrease for the next 4 rows. So row 41, 42, 43, 40 row. 44, I said 44 row. 44 with no increase or decrease. And make sure you chain 1, turn your work before proceeding to the next row. Just finished the 4 rows where we double crochet all the way across with no increase or decrease. So you should have 44 rows so far. Now for row 45, skip the first stitch, go into the next stitch with the double crochet. So we're going to decrease at the very beginning for row 45. Then you're going to double crochet all the way across. Double crochet all the way across. You're going to chain 1, turn your work. For row 46, you're going to double crochet all the way across until you have 2 stitches. Then you're going to decrease it the same way you've been decreasing on all the even rows that needed to be decreased. So that'll be rows 32, 34, and row 40. So again, for all the even rows, you double crochet all the way across until you have 2 stitches left, which we have 2 stitches left. Now you're going to wrap around, go through, wrap, pull through, 3 loops on our needle, put your needle through the next stitch, wrap, pull through, 4 loops on our needle, wrap, pull through 3, wrap, pull through 2, turn around, chain 1, turn around. For row 47, 47, skip the first stitch, go into the next stitch with a double crochet. Then you're just going to double crochet all the way across. Double crochet all the way across. Now we have to do 1 more decrease row. So chain 1, turn your work. Row 48, you're going to double crochet all the way down until you have 2 stitches left. We have 2 stitches left for row 48. You're gonna wrap, pull, go through there, 3 loops on a needle, go through there, 4 loops on a needle, wrap, pull through 3, wrap, pull through 2. Now for the next 2 rows, you're gonna double crochet all the way across with no increase or decrease. I double crochet all the way across for the next 2 rows, which is rows 49 and 50 with no increase or decrease, making sure I chain 1 and turn my work before proceeding to the next row. So then the next few rows, we're gonna do the same steps. So we're gonna chain 1, turn our work. So like for row 51, you're going to skip the first stitch, go into the next stitch with a double crochet. Then you're gonna double crochet all the way across until you have 2 stitches left. Once you have 2 stitches left, you'll combine those stitches to decrease 1 stitch. So same way we've been doing this whole time. So wrap around, go through the first stitch as if it's a regular double crochet. 3 loops on your needle, push your needle through the next stitch. 4 loops on your needle, wrap around, pull through 3, wrap around, pull through 2, chain 1 to your work. We're gonna do the same exact thing. So skip the first stitch for rows 52. Go into the second stitch, double crochet. Then you have double crochet all the way across until you have 2 stitches left. Once you have 2 stitches left, combine those 2. Chain 1, turn your work, row 53. Skip first stitch, go into the next stitch, double crochet. Then double crochet across until you have 2 stitches left. Then combine those. And you want to keep repeating that until you have 4 double crochet stitches left on your rows. So because I'm making an extra small, I only will have to do it until for 53, until I get to the 53rd row. But if you're doing a bigger size, you may have to even continue to do it until you go to row 60. But you just continue to decrease on both ends for all the previous rows until you have 4 double crochets on your rows. So row 53 was the last row I had to decrease on, so chain 1, turn my work. I'm just going to continue to double crochet all the way across until I have 64 rows from the very bottom to the top. I finished my 64 rows. Now you want to switch to your 5mm crochet hook. You're going to chain 1 to your work, and you want to do a single crochet row. 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets. Then you want to chain 1, turn your work, do 1 more single crochet row. Then you're going to create a chain, tighten it, cut your work off, and pull through. And it should look something like this, which let me lay it this way so you all can see. It looks funky right now, but it looks something like this. So then, for your next step, you're going to want to start at the bottom down here. We're going to be single crocheting up the first 30 rows we did before we started creating a V. So go ahead, make your starter knot. Go through the very bottom, put your needle through there, pull through, wrap around, tighten it. You're gonna go right back in that hole with a single crochet. Then you're gonna go in this hole with a single crochet. And so what you're supposed to be doing is putting 2 single crochet per double crochet row. So this next one, you're gonna go through that double crochet row once, then you're gonna go through that double crochet row again twice. Then the next double crochet row, go through the hole once, twice. So we've gone up 3 double crochet rows. So far we have 6 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which we do. 1, 2, and we got 8, 1, 2, 10. We're going up 5 rows. And you want to complete this for the total of 30 rows. So you should have 60 single crochets going up. So once you've done the perfect amount of stitches, which should be 60 going up the 30 rows, you're going to just create a chain, pull it through, cut your work off, pull it through to tighten it. So then on the opposite end, you're going to turn it, and then you're going to single crochet all the way down using the same exact method that you did on the opposite end. So pull it through, tighten it, go back through that hole with a single crochet, go through the next hole, single crochet. So we did 2 single crochets, and you want to single crochet all the way down 30 rows, which just equal a total of 60 single crochets. Single crochet all the way down. It's going to create a chain, tighten it, cut my work off, pull through. So it should look something like this so far. Now what you'll want to do is you'll want to continue the next, for the opposite side, you're going to want to do the same exact thing you did for this panel, for the panel on the opposite side. So you want to just go ahead and start the video over and complete the same exact steps as you did for the opposite panel. And once you've done that, come back so I can show you all how to do the next portion of this dress. Now both panels complete, I'm just going to turn this one the opposite way so we can see this V. So it looks like this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet these, where the V is, we're going to single crochet this together. So we're going to put them right sides facing together. And you can start from either the top or the bottom, whichever you prefer. I'm going to start from the top. Go ahead, create your starter loop. Again, still using our 5mm crochet hook. Now what you want to go through the first single crochet row on one of the panels, then you're going to go through the first single crochet row on the opposite panel. Then pull the loop through both of those stitches, wrap around, tighten it, so now they're joined together. So now what you'll want to do, go back through both of those stitches with a single crochet, and I'm making sure to weave my ends in as I single crochet, so I won't have to use my tapestry needle as much at the end. So boom. Then go into the next 2 stitches, so the one on both ends. So I went through one on this panel, then the next panel, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet. You want to continue that all the way down. Single crochet all the way down. I'm just going to create a chain, cut, pull through, tighten it. So it should look something like this. So now you're going to want to put right sides back together. You're going to want to connect the ends at the top using the same exact method of single crocheting across the same way we did going down. And again, I'm going to be hiding my ends as I do that to make my job easier for me at the end. And if you do not know how to single crochet, you can use a tapestry needle and just sew them together, but I recommend single crocheting. I feel like it makes it stronger. So boom, did that for 4 stitches. Create a chain, cut my work off, and it should look something like this so far. And now it's time to start on the back panel. Now we're going to switch back to our 5.5mm crochet hook. So you're going to want to create a chain that's as long as the front panels you did. So what you can do is you can just double the amount of stitches you did for each panel, then add a +1 stitch for this space right here. So because I did 22 stitches with chains on this half of the panel and 22 on this half, I would just add 22 plus 22, which equals 44, +1 stitch, 45. So then I would create 45 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've created my chain of 45 stitches. Now I'm going to create one more chain, which will equal 46 stitches. Then I'm going to skip that chain, go into the very next chain with a double crochet, go into this next chain, double crochet, and I'm just going to double crochet all the way across, making sure to only go into the top loops. As you double crochet across, it should look something like this. So you're going to want to chain 1, turn your work, and you just want to double crochet all the way across again, and you want to continue to chain 1, turn your work, double crochet across for a total of 17 rows. So I finished my 17 rows, and now I'm going to show you what you'll need to do for rows 18, 20, 22, 24, and 26. So you're going to start off with your regular, just chain 1, turn your work. So now you're going to go in the first hole with a double crochet. The first stitch, my apologies. Then the second and third stitch, you're going to decrease. So you're going to decrease, wrap around, go through the hole, pull through 3 loops on your needle. Then go through the hole, pull through 4 loops on your needle. Wrap around, pull through 3, wrap around, pull through 2. Then you're going to double crochet all the way down until you have 3 stitches left. So I double crochet all the way across until I had 3 stitches left. Now I'm just going to decrease the same exact way I decreased at the very beginning. I'm going to decrease the same exact way. So wrap around, go through the stitch, pull through 3 loops on the needle, go through the stitch, 4 loops on the needle, wrap around, pull through 3, wrap around, pull through 2, then go on that last stitch on that row with a double crochet. So that's for rows 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, you do that. Then for all the odd rows in between those rows, you just chain 1, turn your work, and you just double crochet across as normal. So you're going to keep doing that until you have 30 rows all together, which the only rows you decrease on the only rows you decrease on would be rows 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. And then after 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, you just chain 1, turn your work, double crochet all the way across per usual. Then once you have your 30 rows, come back and we'll do the next part. So I finished my 30 rows. It should look something like this. You will see that it will be decreasing on the sides. That's because you want it to be more fitted around your waist area. So now what you want to do is just cut your work off. So go ahead and create your chain. Cut. And now we're going to switch back to our 5mm crochet hook. Because now what we're going to do, we flip it right side over. Now we're going to single crochet up both ends the same exact way we single crocheted up the ends for the front portion of the dress. And just wrap around, go back into that hole, single crochet, And we should have single crochets going up on each side of this back panel. So once you've single crocheted going down each side, it should look something like this. Now you want to bring back the other panel, the front panel, this panel, and you want to lay both panels together, right sides facing together. In the same exact way we single crochet these panels together, you want to single crochet the ends of each panel together the same exact way we did for this portion of the dress. So you can start a loop, go through both ends at the very bottom, pull through, then wrap, pull through to tighten it. Then you're going to go right back through both of those stitches, single crochet, go through the next stitches on both panels, single crochet, next, single crochet, and you're going to single crochet all the way up. You crochet the ends up on this end and this end. It should look something like this from the inside. So go ahead and weave or cut any strings if necessary, just to make our work easier at the end, and that means less weaving we'll have to do then. Once you've done that, go ahead and turn your work right side out. From the back, it should look something like this. From the front, it'll look like this. So turn it to the back and away from you, because now we're going to begin the ruffles at the bottom. So what you'll just want to do is put your needle in approximately the middle. You won't be able to tell if it's a little off at the end. Start your starter knot. Pull through, wrap around, tighten. You're going to go right through there, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet. You're just going to want to single crochet all the way around for the first row. So single crochet all the way around. You want to go into that first stitch you did on the round with the slip stitch. Chain one. Now you're going to switch back to your 5.5mm crochet hook. So to create the ruffles, you want to go into each stitch with 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, back in there, 3. Then again, 1, 2, back in there, 3. 1, 2, back in there, 3, and you want to do that all the way around, making sure you do 3 double crochets in each stitch. This is what it looks like when you do 3 double crochet stitches per stitch around. So you can stop right here if you like, but I am just going to do one more row of double crochets, but I'm going to go into each stitch now with one double crochet in each stitch, just to give the ruffle some length. So again, you just go in each stitch with a double crochet going around. And once you've done that, come back and we'll cut our work off and do the last final steps. So I'm coming up to the end. I have 2 more stitches to the double crochet. 1, 2. Now I'm just going to slip stitch in that first stitch on the round. Create a chain, tighten it, cut our work off, and it should look something like this. Then now for this next step, you want to switch to your 5mm crochet hook. So now we're going to single crochet around our V-neck area. Go ahead and make that starting knot. So I made my starting knot. Now, starting from the very top area, I'm just gonna go in the middle with my needle, put the starting knot through, pull through, wrap around, tighten it. Then I'm gonna go back through that loop, single crochet, go through the next hole, single crochet, next hole, single crochet, making sure that your tension is very tight when you're single crocheting around. Next hole, single crochet, next hole, single crochet. And you want to single crochet all the way around with a very tight tension. When I say around, I mean around the entire V-neck. Now I'm coming up to the end of my round of single crochets. So we're actually going to do one more round of single crochet. So just slip stitch into that first one you did. Chain 1 and go right back into that slip stitch. That stitch where you slip stitch in with a single crochet. And now you're just going to go in every single crochet with a single crochet. And we do 2 rounds of single crochets with the tight tension just to make our V-neck very clean and so that we can actually see the V perfectly. I'm coming up to my end of my second round of single crochets. 2. Now I'm going to slip stitch into that very first one we did. Tighten it, create a chain, tighten it. Cut your work off. So then it should look something like, turn it this way, like this. So now flip your work to the back side. Now you want to create a chain that could stretch a little bit past the middle. So I had already put a stitch marker where my middle stitch is. So I think I'm going to do about 55 chains for the back because we're going to single crochet on the back. Also, we're going to do it a little differently. So we're going to create our drawstring. So I'm going to do 55 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Created my 55 chains. Now I'm going to start on this end. And I am going to take my chain off my needle, put my needle through a hole on this end. I'm going to start on, I created my 55 chains. Now I'm going to start on this end because I'm going to single crochet around going that way. So I'm going to put my needle in the hole right here on this end. Then single crochet. Next hole, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet. And you want to make sure you're single crocheting all the way around until you stop right here, because we're going to create a chain of 55 chains on that end as well. So I have a few more single crochets I need to do. So then once I get to the end, I'm going to create 55 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 55 chains. Now I'm just going to cut my work off, tighten that. So at the back, it should look something like this. Now we're going to do where our middle stitch is, where I have my stitch marker. Go in there. Create our starter loop. Pull through, wrap around, tighten. Then go right back in there with a single crochet. Then with our drawstring going this way, you want to single crochet that through from here to here. Make sure the drawstring is in the middle of our single crochet, so it could create a drawstring for us to tighten it. And you could single crochet that yarn also, just so it could be less weaving at the end. So now we've single crochet from the middle to this end. Now we're just going to single crochet all the way around until we get back right here. So I have single crochet all the way around till I got back right here. Once I'm right here, I'm just going to use the same technique I did on this end for the drawstring on this end. So I'm going to single crochet all the way across until I get to that middle stitch where the stitch marker is. Throw that to the back. Take our stitch marker out. Single crochet through where the stitch marker is. That first stitch on the round, we're just going to slip stitch through, create a chain, tighten it, cut our work off. So then the last step would be to cut off any hang yarns or weave in any loose ends as necessary, which you're gonna have a lot at the end. And I'll show you briefly how to weave in your ends. You wanna get your tapestry needle. You're just gonna twist this tight, put it through the needle. Now you're just going to want to go through the inside where you won't see it on the outside. And you want to go through like a minimum of 4 stitches. And just cut that off. Then I have some yarn in here that I need to cut off. Then for like the drawstrings, you're just going to want to weave it through the tapestry needle. Then you want to go through the back loops, go through 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, pull through, cut your work, tighten a knot. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, pull through, cut, tighten a knot. We have some yarn right here we need to weave through and cut, so we're just gonna cut this. So then we're gonna go through 4 of the single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull through, cut your work, and any other additional yarn that you need to weave through, go ahead and weave it through. But our dress is now complete. Oh, I missed somewhere actually. The very top. My apologies. Go through 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut my work. Boom. And your dress is complete now.